The first short segment is how I look at breath itself so that we can do a little bit of breath work. And that's how we will do the rest of the segments. And because breath is the way we will energize and invoke the energies, right? How is it that we invoke those energies? That is what we will be looking at. And also practicing. So that I would want you to do this work, because it's best to do it in this experiential sort of a way, so that it doesn't just remain some sort of one-way transfer of just some information, or just some sort of a lecture or something like that. So it will be good for us to do the practice and feel for ourselves, right? Which is why also I asked you to get in touch with some healing intention. So jumping in straight away, the first is that this is the yoga and energy healing perspective, right? All of you, each of you, and I've also said this in groups, our breath is the most important and key factor in healing itself for us, as an active tool and medium, although it is not just a tool, but the way we use it also, and hence I'm bringing in that word, how we use it as a medium to invoke, a medium to energize, a medium to get in touch with ourselves and go deeper. The breath is key in this process, okay? Why? The breath carries prana. What is prana? Prana is life force energy coming to us from our source, okay? Breath is the grossest part, if you want, that carries prana with it and energizes every tissue, every cell, every part of our being. Not just this physical being, but also other dimensions that we are not able to see perhaps, which is why the breath is meant, can go to parts of us that no surgical instrument can actually ever think of reaching. Okay, so the breath is that powerful. So working with the breath is really key. Okay, so what we'll do is first work with the breath and establish the breath. Okay, so very simple, so that we can just connect to our breath. Just close your eyes and sit comfortably. Take normal breath after this exhalation whenever you need it. Listen to your body always. One last time like this. Inhale. Feeling it going down the spine. And begin the ha at the abdomen. Let it finish fully. And then relax. Take a normal breath. So set that aside now. Come back to your breath. And we'll now move to the moon. So in earth, we say trust. Trust is one of the main things there when we look at the santosham of the little things. Trust is the active verb there. So when we come to the invoking the moon's energy, remember that the moon is always full, but we see fragments. Okay, so this is the quality. The moon is always full and healing and complete and healed. There is a part of us which is whole always, which is already healed, even though we may see fragments of ourselves at different parts of our life, different seasons, or even during the day. This is the healing idea here. But sometimes we are only able to see those parts of us, no? We are only able to see those fragments. But those fragments are also true. Just as the whole moon is true, those fragments are also true, because we are able to see only those crescent moons in those certain periods of our life, right? So one of the simplest ways is to say, can I change my perspective? Most of the time when we look at a healing situation, what happens? We look at it on the outside and we say, this has to change. That particular thing has to be added. This particular thing has to be taken out of it, subtracted out of it, right? For it to heal. When you look at it, invoking the moon's energy is a very calming, very cooling energy, which will tell us that there is nothing to be changed on the outside. All I have to do is have a perspective change. I just have to look at it from a different perspective. Tomorrow, there's going to be a different perspective, because tomorrow that crescent will change a little bit more. Day after tomorrow, it will change a little bit more. So this may again be very difficult from a very cognitive layer to look at this. But this is the moon's energy. So the moon will say, accept whatever it is. So when you've seen all those little things, when there is trust, that's at the first level with the earth. When you come to the moon's energy, you say, oh, okay, then accept all this. Because why accept? Because there is already this fully healed self that is there in me. Because the moon is the representation of me, of my mind, actually. All Reiki philosophy, yoga philosophy, much of these healing frameworks, the moon is all of our chants also, many of the chants also, the moon is the representation of the mind. So the mind is actually always wholesome, somewhere in the underlying layer. We are seeing the top fragments and disturbances. So the wholesomeness of that moon, the healing nature of it. What is the healing nature? Seeing the fullness, that's it. And hence accepting all the fragments, saying that, oh, we go through seasons of life and there will be all these fragments and disturbances that we see in different parts. Yeah. So accept is the active verb here. So again, there is some nice movement for this is Trikonasana type movements. Okay. If you feel like getting up, standing and moving, we don't have to do that now. My energy I'm picking up it is nobody wants to move too much. End of the day, I think. So I'm not going to ask you to move, but I'm just letting you know. Trikonasana, simplest start. Trikonasana is very good because straight away you're going to start moving. There are very moon-like thing, because the Trikonasana is the prep for also Ardha Chandrasana. Those of you, I'm just saying these as asanas for those of you who are doing asana practice. It doesn't matter if you don't know the names and you don't know the asanas. It's perfectly fine.